Hi everyone, it's Lisa and I'm crafting from my home today on behalf of the Paris Bourbon County Library. We hope you're enjoying the spring weather. It's beautiful. Today I'm going to show you how to make a tin can luminary. Now you may have made these as a small child, but I'm going to show you how to just upgrade them just a little bit from the ones that we used to make as children. My dad was a contractor, so there was always a hammer and nails lying around, and you know, we think about how recycling, but how many cans have we thrown away just within the last year? So this is a good way to upcycle what we already have. Now this one's still just a little bit wet, but you can see that I've done a pattern on it that is, let me smooth that out, that is a flower. And so we're going to get to the essentials, the things that you definitely will need, and then other things that you can do with these as well. You're going to need a can, and what I have done is this is a bush beans can. This one's bigger. This one was just a soup can. Try to make sure you've got a clean cut at the very top. I actually use this, and this allows me to have a very clean cut across the top. So if you have an electric sharpener, it's probably going to do a better, or electric can opener, it's probably going to do a better job. You're also going to need a hammer, and you're going to need nails. I was working with these. They're longer. I like those, but this one was easier to tap in and come back out. If you're going to paint these, you're going to need paint. I'm using chalk paint that I got on clearance at Walmart. You could spray paint these if you wanted. On the one that we're looking at here, I've got 2 coats on it. And then I'm going to need a pair of scissors if I'm using a pattern. And what I have done for myself and for you as well, there is no kit available for this, but if you would like some patterns, you can get online and choose some patterns, or you can make your own pattern. I think actually I'm going to do the star on this one. Make your own pattern. If you need a pattern, if you will message me on our Facebook site, or just send me an email at lbryant@bourbonlibrary.org. I will see that you get a copy of some of these printed out ones that I've already done. You're going to need 2 dish towels. Masking tape works somewhat, but I also found that by having a rubber band, let me get my rubber band here. Sorry, I thought I had one out. I did not. But by getting a rubber band, that this will also help hold your pattern in place. So those are the basic supplies that you're going to need, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and get started with our demonstration and let you know what I did. The first thing I did was obviously I emptied the containers out of my cans, or used one that I already had used the empty, or the whatever was in it, and then I filled it with water. And by filling it with water, that gives me a hard surface within which to hammer. Now it did bubble the bottom here, but I'm able to hammer that out a little bit later on, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. So you are going to need to fill this. I left this one overnight to make sure that it was completely through, completely hardened. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to place my dishcloths down in a way that's going to allow me to use that surface. So right in here is actually where I want to work. I'm going to choose my image, and I'm just doing a rough cut around it. And now, as I said, I can tape this on there, and I'm going to show you that that does not work very well, but it might hold it in place long enough for me to get my rubber band on it. This is duct tape. I tried other types of tape and it did not work. Remember, this is a wet surface just from the ice crystals alone on the outside of the can. You can draw. You could take a Sharpie and draw your image on. But I think it was easier for me, let's put it that way, to copy the image. And I need to pause for just a moment. I need a different rubber band. So I'm going to choose a littler one. And I'm going to double it and put it around my can. Because I can move that around as needed. Now, once I've got that done, all I simply need to do is choose my nail. And again, I kind of like this nail better. I do want to make a couple of comments though. You're either going to put a votive in it or a battery operated votive, depending on where you're going to place this outside. If it's windy, you may choose to move your image up and put some sand in the bottom, and then put your votive down in there. And that sand is going to actually keep it from blowing away as easily. So that's going to be entirely up to you. Now you'll notice on this one, it goes all the way to the bottom of the container, all the way to the top of the container. So I'm not leaving that extra room for sand. I'll see how that works. So all I'm simply going to do is tap, and these come right out. Now, what I'm going to keep doing is the pattern that you see here. I know that you are not interested in watching me hammer, but you're just making sure that you've got it through the can and into the ice. Give me a few moments, I'll be back on, and we'll show you how to finish this project. Okay, everyone, I'm back on, and as you can see, I have used the rubber band and the template here to construct a star. And I have finished with this, so now all I'm going to do is take this off. And I want to take my image off, and if the image doesn't pull off, once you put this in hot water, which is what we're going to do next, then that image will come off there. That paper will come off there. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a star there. So what I'm going to be doing is I filled up my basin about a third of the way with very, very hot water. And I'm going to drop this in there, and it's going to take just a matter of a couple of minutes. And the center of this ice is going to come out, and that's going to allow me to actually straighten up the bottom of this just a little bit as well. So I'll be right back on with the ice out. Remember, I'm going to put this in a basin with hot water in it. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, as you can see, the ice is no longer in there. I was able to make my surface flat on the bottom. And I double checked just to make sure that I had all the points on my star, and I do. There is a little bit of residue that I'm going to have to get off of here before I actually paint it. But I do want to tell you that you can spray paint these if you like. You can leave them in the color that they are. They'd be beautiful, red, white, and blue for the summer and for the 4th of July. So however you choose to do that. I think this one is dry or almost dry, and I'm thinking about what we could even add to this if we chose to. And I found this roping. I'm not going to glue that on there right now, but think about how cute that might be around the top of this, and maybe even a little row around the bottom of it as well. So think about how you might want to embellish these. Now, I have bought these for indoor Easter egg hunting. And so I had one that was available, but I'm going to put that down in there. Move that around a little bit. And then in just a moment, I'm going to turn the lights out and let you see our finished product. But I hope you enjoyed our tin can luminary. You can make luminaries out of a lot of things, but I love the thought of upcycling our tin cans for this project. So give me just a moment and I'll come back on and show you a quick picture of what it looks like with the lights out. Hey guys, this is as dark as I could get it in my house right now. It's such a beautiful day, but you can see the light shining through. And this is just adorable. Also, I wanted to comment, if you want to cover this with a matte or a gloss Mod Podge, that will probably keep your paint intact just a little bit longer. I hope you've enjoyed these. These are adorable. They're going to be fun outside, definitely. Also, an option is to hang these. You could easily poke hole in either side, put you a piece of wire across the top, and these would make great little hangers as well. Hope you've enjoyed this. Keep crafting.